Billions of WhatsApp users may have been put at risk. A new lawsuit filed in San Francisco claims Meta, WhatsApp's parent company, ignored glaring cybersecurity flaws, allowed engineers unsupervised access to private data, and punished the man who tried to sound the alarm. If true, this case could reignite global debates about data privacy, tech monopolies, and the future of digital trust. Meet Atalla Beg. From 2021 to 2025, he was WhatsApp's head of cybersecurity, the man tasked with keeping 3 billion users safe. Before that, he held high-level security roles at PayPal and Capital One. In February this year, Meta fired him, citing poor performance. But Beg says that's not the real story. In his 115-page federal lawsuit, he alleges he was retaliated against for warning that WhatsApp's defenses were dangerously weak. Here's what Beg claims: around 1,500 WhatsApp engineers had unrestricted access to user data, contacts, IP addresses, even profile photos, without detection or audit trails. Hackers were taking over 100,000 accounts every single day, while the company allegedly ignored his proposed fixes. Instead of prioritizing security, Meta prioritized user growth and engagement. If true, these claims could mean Meta violated a 2020 US consent order, one that came with a $5 billion fine after the Cambridge Analytica scandal. Meta is pushing back hard. In a statement, WhatsApp's VP of Communications called Beg's allegations a familiar playbook, a fired employee lashing out with distorted claims. They say Beg was dismissed for poor performance and that multiple senior engineers validated that judgment. Meta also notes that the Department of Labor's OSHA dismissed Beg's earlier retaliation complaint. But now, the federal courts, and possibly regulators, will have to weigh in. This isn't happening in a vacuum. Meta already operates under intense scrutiny after Cambridge Analytica, which exposed how 50 million Facebook profiles were harvested to influence elections. The 2020 settlement requires Meta to maintain strict safeguards through 2040. If Beg's claims hold, Meta could face not only fines but renewed calls to break up big tech. The very trust that keeps billions of people on WhatsApp, from families chatting to businesses running commerce, is at stake. WhatsApp touts end-to-end encryption as its gold standard. But if thousands of engineers could bypass protections, or if hacked accounts went largely unchecked, what does that mean for users? Think about the implications. Your location, your contacts, even your personal messages could be exposed or manipulated. For billions in India, Brazil, and the US, WhatsApp isn't just a messaging app. It's their lifeline for news, banking, and healthcare. If that trust crumbles, so does the backbone of global communication. This case highlights a crossroads. Will the US finally pass a federal data privacy law, something Europe has had for years under GDPR? Or will regulators continue to rely on piecemeal fines after scandals? The outcome could also set precedent for whistleblowers in big tech. If Beg wins, it may embolden more insiders to expose what happens behind closed doors at trillion-dollar companies. The Beg lawsuit is more than a courtroom battle. It's about who controls your data, who protects it, and whether global tech giants can be trusted with our digital lives. So, what do you think? Should governments take stronger action against Meta, or is this just the revenge of a disgruntled ex-employee? Drop your thoughts below. And if you want to stay ahead of stories shaping our digital future, hit like, subscribe, and ring that bell. Thanks for watching.